What I'm about to reveal to you today is a secret that Padre Pio guarded for years, a secret concerning medals and graves, a secret that can protect the soul of your departed loved ones for 1,500 years. Yes, you heard that right. 1,500 years of spiritual protection. And all thanks to a simple gesture. A gesture you can perform today. Padre Pio discovered this secret during one of his many visions of purgatory. He rarely spoke of it, because he knew that certain truths are simply too powerful to be shared with just anyone. But before his passing, he entrusted this secret to a few privileged souls, and today, I'm going to pass it on to you. It all began in 1923, when Padre Pio was still a young priest. A woman came to him, weeping. Her husband had passed away 3 months prior, and since his death, she had been experiencing terrible nightmares. She saw her husband in a dark, cold, terrifying place. He was calling out to her for help. He was begging her to save him. Padre Pio listened in silence. Then, he asked her something quite strange. "Have you placed anything on his grave?" The woman was puzzled. She had placed flowers. Of course. A cross. A photograph. "No," said Padre Pio. "A medal." "Have you placed a medal?" The woman said no. It had never even occurred to her. Padre Pio then explained something that I'm now going to share with you. When we bury our dead, we often think it's all over. The body returns to the earth, the soul goes to God, and the grave is nothing more than a place of remembrance. But this is a mistake. The grave isn't just a place of remembrance. It is a place of connection, a bridge between the world of the living and the world of souls. And that bridge can be strengthened or weakened, depending on what we do. Padre Pio explained that demonic forces lurk around graves, not to torment the bodies within. The bodies are nothing to them anymore, but to intercept prayers. Every time you pray for a departed soul at their gravesite, your prayer must pass through a spiritual veil, and these demonic forces try to block that passage. They can't always succeed, but sometimes, when the grave is unprotected, they do, and your prayers never reach the soul of your loved one. It's a terrible thought when you really consider it. All those prayers we've offered, all those tears we've shed, and perhaps some of them never reach their intended destination. But Padre Pio revealed that there is a way to protect the grave, a way to create a spiritual shield that these demonic forces cannot penetrate. That way is the miraculous medal. You might already be familiar with this medal. It was revealed to Saint Catherine Labouré in 1830 in Paris. The Blessed Virgin Mary herself requested that this medal be struck and distributed. She promised that all who wear it would receive great graces. But what few people realize is that the miraculous medal also holds power over graves, a power that Padre Pio discovered through divine revelation. Here's what he explained to that woman back in 1923. When you place a miraculous medal on the grave of a departed soul, you create a circle of protection. This circle prevents demonic forces from approaching. Your prayers can then reach the soul unhindered, and the soul itself receives special protection. But be careful. The medal must be placed in a specific way. Padre Pio was very precise about this point. Firstly, the medal must be blessed by a priest. An unblessed medal has no spiritual power. It's just a piece of metal. Secondly, the medal must be buried in the sacred ground of the grave, not simply placed on top, not hung on the cross and buried, at least 4 inches deep. Why? Because the earth is the element of death and resurrection. When the medal is in the earth, it sanctifies that ground. It transforms it into holy ground. Thirdly, at the moment of burying the medal, you must recite a specific prayer. Padre Pio gave this prayer. I will reveal it to you in just a few moments. Fourthly, and this is the most important point, you must do this with a pure intention, not out of superstition, not out of fear, but out of love for the soul of the departed. If your intention is not pure, the medal will not work. The woman listened attentively. She went to a priest to have a miraculous medal blessed. Then she went to the cemetery. She dug a small hole in the sacred ground of her husband's grave. She placed the medal. She recited the prayer that Padre Pio had taught her, and she covered the hole. That night, for the first time in 3 months, she didn't have a nightmare. She slept peacefully, and she dreamed of her husband. But this time, he was no longer in a dark place. He was in a bright garden. He was smiling. He said, "Thank you. Thank you for the medal. Now I am protected." When she returned to see Padre Pio, he wasn't surprised. He knew it would happen. He told her something extraordinary. "Your husband will remain under this protection for 500 years. The woman was confused. 500 years. But why that number? Padre Pio explained. 500 years is the time it takes for an ordinary soul to completely traverse purgatory. It's the maximum time. Most souls are released much sooner, but some souls, those who have committed very serious transgressions, can remain for up to 500 years. The medal on the grave protects the soul during that entire time. It doesn't necessarily reduce the time in purgatory, but it protects the soul from further attacks from demonic forces. And it allows all the prayers of the living to reach the soul, which accelerates its liberation. It's a spiritual mechanism of extraordinary complexity, but Padre Pio explained it simply. The medal is like a spiritual umbrella. It protects the soul from the demonic rain, and it lets through the light of prayers. Now, I'm going to give you the exact prayer that Padre Pio taught. This prayer must be recited at the moment of burying the medal. O Mary, conceived without sin, I place this medal on the grave of name of the departed. Through your maternal power, protect her soul from all evil. May demonic forces never approach this holy place. May all the prayers of the living reach her soul unhindered. And may your protective cloak cover them for all the centuries necessary for their purification. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. This prayer is simple, yet powerful. Every word was chosen by Padre Pio with care. Note that he requests protection for all the centuries needed. That could be 10 years, 100 years, or even 1500 years. Only God knows how long the soul requires. But the miraculous medal will provide protection during all that time. Now, I must share an extraordinary account with you, one that confirms what Padre Pio taught. In 1954, a man from Milan, let's call him Michael, came to San Giovanni Rotondo. He was desperate. His father had passed away 5 years prior, and for 5 long years. He had the same dream every night. His father was trapped in a fiery prison. He cried out in agony. He begged his son for help. Michael had tried everything, masses, novenas, pilgrimages. Nothing changed. The dream continued, night after night. When he told Padre Pio this, the saint looked at him with eyes that saw beyond the visible. And he said, "Your father is not in ordinary purgatory. He is in the lower purgatory, the place where those who committed very serious transgressions, but repented at the last moment, are sent." Michael lowered his head. He knew what Padre Pio was talking about. His father had been a hard man. Let's call him Frank. He had done terrible things in his life. But on his deathbed, he had asked for a priest. He had confessed. He had received the last rites. He had died in peace. Or so they all believed. Padre Pio continued, "Your father repented. That is why he is not in hell. But his transgressions were so grave that his purification will be long, very long. And during this time, demonic forces have the right to torment him." Michael wept. "What can I do, Father?" Padre Pio told him about the miraculous medal. He explained the ritual, and he added something important. "For your father, 1 medal will not be enough. You must bury 3, 1 at the foot of the grave, one in the middle, and one at the head. This will create a triple protection. Michael left immediately. He went to find 3 miraculous medals. He had them blessed. And the next day, he was at the cemetery. He dug 3 small holes. He placed the 3 medals. And he recited Padre Pio's prayer 3 times. That night, he had a different dream. His father was no longer in the fiery prison. He was in a grey, misty, but peaceful place. He no longer seemed to be suffering. He looked at his son and said, "The fire has gone out. Thank you." Michael returned to Padre Pio to thank him. Padre Pio told him, "Your father is not yet in paradise. He is still in purgatory. But he is no longer in the section of torment. He is now in the waiting section. It is much less painful, and your prayers can now reach him. Continue to pray. He will be freed." This account shows us something important. Depending on the severity of the departed soul's transgressions, 1 medal may not be enough. Padre Pio gave specific guidance. For a person who lived an ordinary life, with ordinary sins, 1 medal is sufficient. Place it in the center of the grave. For a person who lived a difficult life, with more serious transgressions, but repented, 2 medals are recommended, 1 at the foot and 1 at the head. For a person who committed very serious transgressions, 3 medals are necessary. Sign 1 at the foot, 1 in the middle, and 1 at the head. How do you know which category your departed soul falls into? Padre Pio said that you know it in your heart. You know the life of your departed soul. You know what they did. Listen to your intuition. It will guide you. And when in doubt, put 3 medals. It can't hurt. It can only do good. Now, I want to talk about something very important. The miraculous medal is not the only medal that works. Padre Pio mentioned other medals that have the same power. The medal of Saint Benedict is particularly effective. Saint Benedict is the patron saint of exorcists. His medal has a special power against demonic forces. When you place it on a grave, demonic forces flee. They cannot withstand its presence. The medal was created in the 17th century, but it contains symbols that go back to Saint Benedict himself. On one side is the image of Saint Benedict holding a cross and a book. Around him are the words, "At his death may we be protected by his presence." On the other side is a large cross, and around it, the mysterious letters, CSPB, which stand for Crux Sancti Patris Benedicti, the cross of the Holy Father Benedict, and the letters VRSNSMV, which stand for Vade retro Satana nunquam suade mihi vana. Begone, Satan, never tempt me with vain things. These words are a weapon against the devil. When they are buried in the sacred ground of a grave, they create an impassable barrier. Our Padre Pio often used the medal of Saint Benedict. He always wore one himself, and he gave them to all those who came to see him. He said it was the most powerful weapon against evil. After the miraculous medal and the medal of Saint Benedict, there is a third option, the medal of the Sacred Heart of Jesus. This medal represents the heart of Jesus, surrounded by thorns and surmounted by a cross. It symbolizes the infinite love of God for mankind. When you place it on a grave, you invoke that love upon the soul of the departed. And the love of God is stronger than any demonic attack. Padre Pio had a particular devotion to the Sacred Heart. He celebrated Mass before an image of the Sacred Heart, and he often prayed the chaplet of the Sacred Heart for the souls in purgatory. If you cannot find a miraculous medal, or a medal of Saint Benedict, the medal of the Sacred Heart will do perfectly well. Now, I must tell you about an important practical detail: how to bury the medal without damaging the tomb. If the grave has a marble or stone slab, you cannot dig in the center. Padre Pio foresaw this case. He said that you can bury the medal on the side of the grave, where there is sacred ground. The important thing is that the medal is within the perimeter of the grave, not outside. If the entire grave is covered in marble or concrete, without any access to the sacred ground, Padre Pio gave an alternative. You can place the medal under a flower pot, fill the earthenware pot with soil, bury the miraculous medal within that sacred ground, place the pot gently on the headstone. The soil within the pot then becomes an extension, a spiritual bridge, to the earth of the grave itself, and the miraculous medal can then exert its protective influence. It's admittedly less potent than a medal buried directly within the grave itself, but it is certainly better than nothing. Another question people often ponder is this: is it permissible to place the miraculous medal before the burial? The answer: a resounding yes. In fact, it is even more efficacious to do so. If you are aware that someone's earthly journey is nearing its end, you can prepare the miraculous medal in advance. At the moment of the burial service, discreetly request, perhaps of a family member, that the miraculous medal be placed within the coffin, ideally upon the chest of the departed soul, near their heart. In this way, the miraculous medal accompanies the soul from its very first moment beyond this earthly realm, protecting it throughout its entire journey into the afterlife. Padre Pio stated that this was the greatest gift you could bestow upon a person nearing death, far surpassing flowers, eclipsing even tears of grief. Her blessed miraculous medal that will safeguard them for centuries to come. I would now like to relate a story, a testimonial that has profoundly touched my own heart. In 1961, a woman named Eleanor from Naples, Florida, tragically lost her 7-year-old daughter. Little Lily passed away unexpectedly from a swift and unforeseen illness. The mother, Eleanor, was utterly devastated, inconsolable. She prayed, day and night, for the well-being of her daughter's soul. One day, she became aware of the ritual involving the miraculous medal. Driven by hope, she went to the cemetery, carrying a blessed miraculous medal. She buried it upon her daughter's grave, a sacred act of love and faith. And she recited the prayer of Padre Pio with unwavering devotion. That very night, she experienced a vivid and comforting dream. Her daughter, Lily, appeared to her in a magnificent garden, a paradise, surrounded by radiant angels. She was smiling radiantly, at peace. And she spoke to her mother, saying, "Mommy, I never needed the miraculous medal. I went straight to heaven. But thank you anyway. Your prayer brought me so much joy." When Eleanor awoke, she wept tears of profound joy and relief. Her daughter was in paradise, in the loving embrace of God. She had not suffered the trials of purgatory. Innocent children bypass purgatory and go directly to heaven. But even so, the miraculous medal had served a purpose. It had allowed the mother to receive this comforting message, this reassurance. It had opened a channel of communication, a divine link between heaven and earth. This touching testimonial reminds us that innocent children have no need for purification. They are intrinsically pure. They go directly into the loving arms of God, their Creator. But for adults, the reality is quite different. We have all sinned. We have all fallen short. We all require purification to some degree. And the miraculous medal placed upon the grave can greatly assist in that transformative process. Padre Pio also addressed special circumstances, specific scenarios. What should one do if the location of the deceased's burial is unknown? Some individuals have been cremated, their ashes scattered to the winds. Others have perished in wartime, their bodies never recovered. Still others are interred in distant lands, too far for us to travel. For these particular cases, Padre Pio offered a compassionate solution. You can create a symbolic grave, a representation of their final resting place. Obtain a small pot. Fill it reverently with soil. Bury the miraculous medal within this sacred earth, and place the pot in a hallowed location within your home, perhaps before an image of the Blessed Virgin Mary, our protector, or before a crucifix, a reminder of Christ's sacrifice. Each day, pray before this symbolic pot as if it were the actual grave, and the soul of the departed will receive the protective blessings of the miraculous medal. It is not quite as potent as tending to a true grave, a physical connection, but it is immeasurably better than doing absolutely nothing at all. And for those forgotten souls, for whom no one prays, it is an act of immeasurable grace, a profound gift. I would now like to share some insights regarding the number 1500. Why precisely 1500 years? This figure is far from arbitrary. Padre Pio explained that it originates from a divine revelation, a sacred truth imparted to him. In the early centuries of the Church Fathers taught that purgatory possessed a maximum duration. This span of time corresponded to the period between the fall of Adam and the coming of Christ, approximately 4,000 years, according to biblical chronology. However, since the resurrection of Christ, the time spent in purgatory has been reduced significantly. The sacrifice of Jesus on the cross flung open the gates of heaven, shortening the path of purification for those who seek redemption. Currently, the maximum duration is approximately 1500 years. This is why the protection afforded by the miraculous medal extends for 1500 years. It encompasses the maximum amount of time any soul could potentially spend in purgatory, undergoing purification. Of course, the vast majority of souls are released far sooner, some in a matter of mere days, others in a few short months, still others in a handful of years. But for the most arduous and challenging cases, the full 1500 years of protection may be deemed necessary. Padre Pio also revealed something deeply concerning, something that should prompt us to action. Certain souls linger in purgatory, not solely because of their own transgressions, but because of the lack of prayers offered by the living, the lack of remembrance. These souls have been forgotten, cast aside. No one petitions for them. No one implores God on their behalf. No one arranges for masses to be said in their honor. They are like prisoners, languishing forgotten, in a solitary cell. The key to their liberation exists. It is within reach, but no one comes to use it, to unlock their chains. The miraculous medal upon the grave cannot directly release these souls. Only fervent prayers and the holy sacrifice of the Mass can accomplish that. But the miraculous medal can draw attention to their plight. It can serve as a beacon of hope. Padre Pio explained that when a miraculous medal is placed upon a neglected grave, it emits a spiritual signal, an ethereal call. This signal can touch the heart of a complete stranger, a passerby. This individual, walking past the forgotten grave, will feel an unexplainable urge to pray, without knowing the precise reason why. They will offer a prayer for that forsaken soul, and that unexpected prayer may be the very one that finally sets that soul free. It's a profoundly mysterious mechanism, a testament to the communion of saints. The miraculous medal attracts prayers, like a magnet draws iron filings, and those heartfelt prayers become the key to unlock the chains of bondage, the key to liberation. I now wish to share some additional practical advice, some tangible guidance. Firstly, what is the most auspicious time to place the miraculous medal? Padre Pio recommended the feast days of the Blessed Virgin Mary, August 15th, the Assumption of Mary, December 8th, the Immaculate Conception, February 11th, Our Lady of Lourdes, May 13th, Our Lady of Fatima. On these sacred days, graces flow more abundantly, more freely, and the miraculous medal receives a surge of supplemental power, a celestial boost. If you are unable to wait for a Marian feast day, any Saturday will suffice. Saturday is the day specifically consecrated to the Blessed Virgin Mary. It is a propitious day for any act of Marian devotion, an excellent time to offer your love and devotion. Secondly, is it necessary to notify the cemetery administration? No, it is absolutely not required. You do not need to obtain permission to bury a small miraculous medal. Perform the act discreetly, with reverence and humility. There is no need for anyone else to know. It is a private act of love, a sacred bond between you. the soul of the departed, and God. Thirdly, is it permissible to place multiple miraculous medals for the same individual? Yes, absolutely. You can place a miraculous medal and a Saint Benedict medal, or even all three types of medals, amplifying the spiritual protection. The more medals you place, the stronger the protective force becomes. Some people choose to place a new miraculous medal each year, on the anniversary of the person's passing, a yearly renewal of their devotion. It's a beautiful tradition. It renews protection and reminds the soul that it is not forgotten. Fourthly, what if someone has already been buried for a long time? It's never too late. Even if your departed soul passed away 50 years ago, you can still place the miraculous medal. It will immediately begin to exert its protection. The time that has passed is not lost. The prayers you've offered during those 50 years, they have counted. But the medal will add an extra layer of protection. Fifthly, can we perform this ritual for someone else? For example, if you know a family has forgotten their departed soul, yes, you can. It's even an act of great charity. Padre Pio encouraged the faithful to adopt forgotten graves, to pray for strangers, to place medals on abandoned tombs. These acts are very meritorious before God, and the souls thus helped become your eternal intercessors. Now, I would like to address a delicate subject. Some will say that all of this is superstition, that placing a medal on a grave can't change anything, that the dead are dead, and nothing can help them. To those, I respond with the words of Padre Pio. Superstition is believing in things that have no foundation in faith, but the miraculous medal was revealed by the Blessed Virgin Mary herself. The Church has approved it. Millions of miracles have been attributed to this medal. This is not superstition. This is faith, and faith is believing in what God has revealed. Even if we don't completely understand how it works, Padre Pio often said, "We are not obliged to understand everything. We are obliged to believe." The medal on the grave is an act of faith, an affirmation that death is not the end, that our departed souls still need us, and that we can still help them. This faith is at the heart of the Catholic tradition. It has been taught since the earliest centuries. It is confirmed by the saints of all eras. Padre Pio didn't invent anything. He simply revealed an aspect of this tradition that many had forgotten. I would now like to tell you about a phenomenon that Padre Pio observed repeatedly when a medal is placed on a grave. Sometimes signs manifest. These signs are confirmations that the medal is working. The first sign is the scent of roses. Padre Pio was known for spreading a scent of roses everywhere he went. This scent is a sign of his spiritual presence. When you place a medal on a grave and you smell a scent of roses, it's a sign that Padre Pio approves your act. It's also a sign that the soul of the departed has received your gift. The second sign is a dream. Often, in the days following the placement of the medal, you will have a dream of your departed soul. This dream will be different from others. It will be peaceful, luminous. Your departed soul will look at peace. They might thank you, or they might simply smile at you. This dream is the confirmation that the medal is working. The third sign is inner peace. After placing the medal, you will feel a profound peace, a certainty that you have done the right thing. This peace does not come from you. It comes from God. It is the sign that your act of faith has been accepted. The fourth sign is coincidence. In the days that follow, you'll notice strange coincidences. Someone will talk to you about your departed soul for no reason. You'll find an object that belonged to them. You'll hear their favorite song on the radio. These coincidences are not random. They are signs from the afterlife, messages from your departed soul telling you thank you. Padre Pio said that the souls in purgatory communicate with us in this way. They cannot speak to us directly, but they can influence the events around us. Be attentive to these signs, where they are proof that the medal works. I would now like to share one last testimony with you. In 1965, shortly before his death, Padre Pio received a visit from a man who had lost his wife. The man had come from afar. He carried with him a miraculous medal and a Saint Benedict medal. He wanted Padre Pio to bless them before placing them on his wife's grave. Padre Pio took the medals into his stigmatized hands. He held them in silence for a long time. His lips were moving. He was praying. Then, he opened his eyes and returned the medals to the man. He said something extraordinary. "Your wife thanks you. She says she's waiting for you in paradise, but not quite yet. You still have work to do here. Place these medals on her grave and live the rest of your life in peace." The man left, weeping with joy. His wife was waiting for him in paradise. She no longer needed the medals for herself. She was already with God. But the medals would still have an effect. They would protect the grave from desecration. They would attract prayers from passers-by, and they would serve as a reminder for the man, a reminder that his wife was waiting for him, a reminder to continue living well, a reminder of eternity. This testimony shows us that the medals have multiple effects. They protect the soul, they protect the grave, they help the living. They are a link between the two worlds. If you have found value in what I've shared today, I invite you to support this work. Each video like this takes hours of research. Finding authentic testimonies about Padre Pio is not easy. Translating Italian documents takes time. Verifying sources, so as not to tell false stories, is a meticulous task. The Super Thanks button just below the video allows you to contribute. It's not just a donation. It's you saying that these truths must continue to be shared. It's you enabling other people to discover how to help the souls in purgatory. It's you becoming a partner in this mission of evangelization. Padre Pio said that those who propagate devotion to the souls in purgatory will be rewarded 100-fold. By clicking that button, you are participating in this propagation, and you will receive your reward. Now, I will recap everything we have learned. Firstly, the graves of our departed souls are places of spiritual connection. They can be protected or exposed to demonic forces. Secondly, a blessed medal buried in the grave creates a shield of protection. This shield lasts for up to 1,500 years. That's 1,500 years. Thirdly, the recommended medals are the miraculous medal, the medal of Saint Benedict, and the medal of the Sacred Heart. Choose wisely. Fourthly, the medal must be blessed by a priest and buried with the prayer that I shared earlier. This is essential. Fifthly, the number of medals depends on the severity of the departed soul's transgressions. 1, 2, or 3 medals, depending on the circumstances. Err on the side of caution. Sixthly, if you cannot access the actual grave, you can create a symbolic grave with an earthenware pot, a place of remembrance. Seventhly, the best days to place the medal are Marian feasts or Saturdays. These days carry particular significance. These tips come directly from Padre Pio. They have been passed down by word of mouth for decades, a secret wisdom, and now you know them too. Before concluding, I want to ask you a question, a very important question. Do you have departed loved ones whose graves are unprotected? Parents or grandparents or friends? Think carefully. If so, I encourage you to perform this ritual for them. Give them the peace they deserve. Do not leave them without protection. The spiritual realm is real. Do not let demonic forces block your prayers. Your prayers are powerful. Place a medal on their grave, or in the symbolic grave you create. It's a simple yet powerful gesture, and the effects will last for centuries, an eternal legacy. I would now like to conclude with a prayer that Padre Pio himself recited for the souls in purgatory. It's a simple but profound prayer. O Jesus, by your precious blood, deliver the souls in purgatory, especially those who are the most abandoned, the most forgotten, those for whom no one prays, the lonely souls, those whose graves are forgotten, lost to time. Through the merits of your passion, grant them eternal rest, and one day reunite us all in your kingdom. Amen. If you recited this prayer with me, you have just performed an act of love for the souls, a sacred act. And that love will not be forgotten, never, not by the souls, not by God, nor by Padre Pio, who watches over you from heaven, guiding you. Go in peace, and never forget the power of the medal on the grave. It's a lifeline. The 1500 years of protection begins as soon as you place the medal, instantly, and they only end when the soul is in paradise. Rejoicing, make this gesture of love for your departed loved ones. Give them this gift. They await you on the other side. Know this. And one day, they will welcome you with tears of joy, an eternal embrace. Thank you for listening to the very end. Your faith is inspiring. May God bless you abundantly. May the Blessed Virgin Mary protect you always, and may the souls in purgatory pray for you, interceding on your behalf. Remember to share this video with those you love. Spread this wisdom, because the more people who know this secret, the more souls will be protected, the more peace there will be, the more souls will be freed from suffering, from darkness. It's a chain of grace that can change the eternity of millions of people, a divine responsibility. Subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any revelation from Padre Pio. Stay informed. Each week, we share precious teachings on the souls in purgatory. We are dedicated to this mission. Rituals that heal, prayers that uplift, testimonies that inspire. Everything you need to help your departed loved ones. We are here to guide you. Padre Pio watches over this mission from heaven. A benevolent guardian. He guides each video, every single one. He inspires each word. Die with divine wisdom, and he will bless all those who participate in this work of mercy. You are blessed. See you soon for a new revelation. Until then, keep the faith.